everyone. Welcome back to
Hey.
Funny, Hot, and Very Cool.
Yeah.
Podcast about nothing.
Crack our didactic
Yeah, actually,
helps?
let's get some ASMR in here.
Okay.
Ready?
ASMR.
Ready, everyone? First of all, that was so in unison.
Mine's a squirter.
Oh my god. Cheers, Han. Happy Monday.
Happy
launch day.
Happy launch day, guys. We launched today.
Mm-hmm. Big come up. Okay, first of all, I'm stuttering.
We're doing great. So happy Monday. Today's launch day of the Funny, Hot, and Very Cool podcast.
Yeah, episode 1 is officially live as of roughly noon Eastern time today. So,
And I'm one of your hosts, Hannah.
I'm Kimmy.
And we're happy to have you here with us once again.
Yeah, we've had a big come up from yesterday to today. Not in terms of the podcast, just in terms of...
I was going to say, what do you mean? What are you saying? What do you mean?
We got 1,000 followers overnight.
We're trying.
No, I mean in terms of like personal well-being.
Oh, we've had quite the weekend.
Yeah, the girls were down bad yesterday.
And some of the guys, too.
And some of the guys, yeah. One of our friends texted me actually about an hour ago, and he goes, "Am I still hungover?" It's Monday at 7 p.m., by the way, so we're dealing with a bit of a 2-day hangover for some.
Emotional and physical. I feel like my physical hangover was yesterday, and today's been like the emotional.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really big thing actually after a fun weekend and like a fun night with friends. I wake up the next day and there is no serotonin in my brain. I just I miss everyone. I just want to still be hanging out. It makes me so sad when we have these like big events and then they come to a close and I have to face reality.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom yesterday on the phone, just updating her on all of the weekend drama and tea. And she's like, "Are you hungover? What are you, whatever?" And I was like, "You know what, like a little bit right now, but like I'm feeling pretty good." My hangover hit me later in the day, so I was fine when I talked to her. But she was like, "Do you ever get like a hangover where you just sit there and you're like, I never want to do that again," or whatever? And I was like, I don't think I've ever had a hangover that made me like regret drinking. You know what I mean?
What?
Like, I don't think I've had a hangover that like, you know how there's
where you're
always
like,
that,
I can never do that again?
There's always that classic like, "Oh, I'm never drinking again. I can't drink for a week, blah, blah, blah." I feel like I'm like, well,
Hannah,
I've been so hungover that I can't actually drink, but I want to.
that is the most psychotic thing you have ever said. You've never been like yakking over a toilet and you're just like, I can never ever do that again.
No.
I mean, I never mean it when I say it, but I've definitely said it.
I think I'm like, damn, this hangover sucks. I definitely drank a lot last night, but I'm never like, I'm never not drinking again.
You're an animal. That's, I mean, color me impressed, folks.
I don't know, but I just, because I feel like whenever we drink, we have so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard to classify. I don't regret the fun that I had.
And do I do stupid things while I'm drunk? Yes. I've made decisions that I regret or said stuff that I like cringe at. That is totally different than me being hungover and having a regret.
Okay.
In my head.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I probably would have said that anyway. I don't think I needed to be drunk. I think I just said it
that's
like
fair.
with like 5 more exclamation points than normal.
Mm-hmm. A little bit more enthusiasm.
Yeah, and like maybe just like repeated it 5 times because I don't think anyone heard me the first 4.
Yeah. So for background, we threw a Love Island end of summer party on Saturday night, and
the UK version.
Yeah, obviously an ode to the UK version. It got a little chaotic and fun.
Shout out to Meg, you're the best host ever.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
Good job, Megal. But yeah, we had a great time. We made a bunch of green tea shots and played a game where we had to spill tea about each other.
And guess whose tea belonged to whom?
Yeah. Yeah. We can gloss over that a little bit.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the tea, but I thought it was so fun to have like, we had to think of secrets that none of our friends knew.
Yeah.
And that's insane.
Which was tough because
so much.
I really struggle with trying to be like the mysterious type because...
And yet my mouth keeps going.
I can't shut up, ever.
Yeah.
I can't stop talking. Everyone knows everything about me.
Yeah.
So it was hard to come up with 5 fun facts about myself that you guys have never heard of. Mm-hmm. But I dug deep. And got some good ones out.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
Those green tea shots, man.
Yeah, and speaking of, regretting drinking, yesterday, we were all allegedly going to wake up and keep drinking to watch football together.
Big dreams.
Yeah, which I had to miss the first NFL Sunday last week because I was traveling for work to Chicago. So I was all excited about yesterday, and then I didn't leave my couch to the point where I actually brought my pillows from my bed onto the couch and my eye mask so I can nap while listening to Gilmore Girls.
And if you don't know, Kimberly is a notorious non-napper.
Yes. Oh, I'm very awful
You
at it.
rarely nap, even when you want to and need to,
Yeah.
you can't.
Right. If anyone tuned into our first episode, I discussed how I hadn't slept. I went to sleep the previous night at 5 a.m. So yeah, I'm not a good sleeper through and through. So napping yesterday was a really big turning point for me.
Big telltale
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah. But it's stressful this time of year because we have all of these fun events during the week, and then you get to Sunday, which should be your day of rest, your day of wholesome activities and relaxing
On the Lord's Day?
on the Lord's Day. And now we have like this pressure to go drink more and be at a bar and watch football all day, which don't get me wrong, I love doing, but it's a
wanna
little
do that.
daunting Saturday night at like 2 a.m. when you're like, holy shit,
You mean Sunday morning?
I have to do this again kind of soon.
Yeah.
And I know we don't have to,
But it's so fun to camp
but I
out
want to.
and get like a soft pretzel, and you get your chicken tendies, and like
Mhm.
we get a beer and just
Yeah.
watch men absolutely lose their shit until the game that we care about comes on.
The only reason I'm doing this is so that Franklin Hall will eventually sponsor us and give me free chicken tenders for life.
I just need to bypass the line. I need like a reserved spot.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
need
taking my dad there in a couple weeks, and I'm really excited. He's coming to visit, and we were supposed to go to the Bruce Springsteen concert, but don't know if anyone heard. The big man has an ulcer, apparently, which is serious enough to make you cancel a whole tour. I feel like
At
an
that
asshole
age?
laughing about it, but
At that age, yeah. I mean, it's painful and uncomfortable, and like,
I guess I don't want to see Bruce yakking on stage.
yeah, or he's just not giving it his best because,
Yeah.
he's uncomfortable.
I don't really know if he's done that in a while anyway.
That's fair.
But yeah, so the Bruce concert was postponed until a later date, and so my dad and I are now planless for that whole weekend. I think he's actually secretly excited that he doesn't have to see Bruce again, because he's seen him so many times.
Once was enough for him.
Yeah, no, I think he's probably seen him
Oh,
dozens of
okay.
times.
So it's only downhill from here. for
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll come camp out at Franklin Hall with you
Yeah,
and
we're
John.
just gonna watch college football. Open invite. I mean, if anyone wants to meet my dad.
We'll probably already have passed that point when this airs, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I had a bar experience actually this past weekend,
Oh.
this past week that I wanted to talk about
Of
because
course.
I feel
Hey, here's
like
the mic.
hey, thanks so much. Uh, as a woman at a bar, it's always interesting the times that I do and do not feel like I'm getting attention.
Uh-huh.
And this past Thursday, we went to see a concert down on the wharf. And we went to the bar next door afterward called Brighton, and I ordered a Miller High Life bucket because they had a huge sign when you first walked in that was like $25 Miller High Life buckets, and there were a few of us, and we were like, that is an absolutely sick deal.
Yeah, especially there was like 4 or 5 of you drinking.
Right. And at the end of the night, I don't want to like be shooting liquor, especially it was a Thursday. I was like, I just want to sip on something. Let's get a bucket of Miller High Lifes. So
And
I go up
wait
to
for
the bar
Uber
and I
prices to go down.
yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I go up to the bar, I order a bucket of Miller High Lifes, and the girl next to me is like, I really respect that order. And I was like, okay, yeah, thanks. And then I turn around and this guy just stops me and he goes, I gotta say, that's the most badass bar order I've heard in a while. And I was like, okay. It's just
the-
Miller.
It's just the champagne of beers,
Yeah.
baby.
And then this
Calm.
other guy was like, that's my favorite beer. And I was like, okay.
You and
Cool.
half of America.
Yeah. I just felt like everyone, it was like a head turner. So if you're ever looking to get
and-
attention at a bar, perhaps order.
Perhaps. And maybe just come from a concert as well, because you looked hot.
Thanks. Yeah, we saw Tuvlo, which,
Wow.
yeah, we recently found out is pronounced Tuvalu
I think so.
because she's
Tuve, Tovello.
Swedish, Norwegian. I'm about to feel like a big asshole for not remembering
She's
that.
Scandinavian of some sort.
Watch her not even be. No, I think she is. But Yeah, it dawned on us that we had been pronouncing it wrong since, I don't know, Habits came out when we were in like high
2014.
school. Yeah.
Well, that was college.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That album that Habits is on,
Did Stay High come before Habits then?
I think they're all on the same
Oh,
album.
well, never mind.
I'm pretty sure because I remember.
I feel young for once.
I listened to that album so much my sophomore year of college.
I thought that album was lumped into like the Tumblr era though.
2014's Tumblr.
But I wasn't on Tumblr in college. Was I? Was I?
A lot of people were.
I don't think I was. My Tumblr era was more like deep high school.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe it came out, like, maybe she dropped an EP or some singles or something.
Do you remember what your Tumblr blog was called?
I actually didn't start a Tumblr until college.
Oh.
All of my friends were on Tumblr, so I would just, like, look over their shoulder when we had, like, because, you know, when you were growing up and you had, like, computer time with your friends, they would come over and you would, like, go on the computer together.
Yeah, we played Sims.
Yeah, we would just, like, you know, watch stupid YouTube videos, albino black sheep, stuff like that, and like we'd go on Tumblr and stuff. But I was just like, I don't really care enough to like start a Tumblr. Right, it just like was like
I had a Tumblr in my dark eras.
Yeah,
my emo phase.
I was on like I Can Has Cheeseburger. You know what I mean? I was on a different side of the internet.
Yeah, I was on like the moody, like everything was in black and white, and like the saturation turned all the way down, and low exposure film. I don't know why, but that was just my vibe.
I tried to do Tumblr because it was when I was like joining a sorority, and so I thought it was like what the sorority girls were doing pre-Visco.
I was gonna say you were in the the preppy Tumblr era.
That's when I was like, oh, I guess I need to get one because all the sorority girls do.
Damn, I did have one in college.
And I think I had it for a month, and I forgot the login, and I've never been back.
I recently logged into mine like 3 years ago. I was gonna say months, but it wasn't. It was when I was living in Noma. But I do remember my blog from when everyone studies abroad. Not everyone, but when people do study abroad, they always want to start blogs, right? And be like, these were my travels. Yeah. So I thought I was going to do that. So I morphed my high school Tumblr from like my emo phase and whatever into my travel girly blog in college when I studied abroad. And I was studying abroad in Copenhagen. And so the name of my blog was Copen-minded.
I'm sorry. I'm doing the biggest eye roll right now. For those who are listening.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cringy, but I'm not here for any other reason than to expose myself for my past embarrassments.
That is so funny. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Way to be open-minded about this.
Thank you. I wonder if we could still find it.
I'm sure we can.
I don't think I ever wrote anything that was travel related. But
yeah. No, I did like
really fucking holding in a burp right now, by the way.
I kind of did one earlier. I was like...
That's the downside of drinking Diet Dr. Pepper on this show.
We're just going to have to burp in the mic.
I know. I just want to... I think it's gone now, though. I wanted to circle back.
Oh, yeah. Concert. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're just going to keep going on tangents. I was going to talk about how there are so many artists in the world whose names I feel like are constantly mispronounced. Like, Tuvlo is one of them.
Yeah.
And everyone recently has been calling Noah Kahan by the craziest last names, like Kahan.
Oh.
Noah Kahan.
Oh.
Noah Kane. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want people to get it right. I don't know. I feel like there should be a repository of artists pronouncing their own names so that we can stop embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any bands or something that I'm thinking of.
Did you know that Tame Impala is only one guy?
But when he performs, there's multiple.
We can expose. Yeah. We can expose our friend for a second.
This one goes out to Brad, who I tried to make the online internet bit joke to him in person because he does listen to Tame Impala. And I was like, haha, did you know that Tame Impala is only one guy? Ha ha ha. And he goes, no, he's not. And I was like, Brad, you're a guy. You should know this. That's the whole point of the joke is men gaslighting women about it.
Yeah. And he was like, but when he performs, when he goes on tour, like, he has band members.
Yeah, Brad, because you hire people to go on tour with you. I'm like sitting here and I'm like, we talked in circles for a little bit, And then I think I gave up. And
Yeah, I don't think we ever got across.
Hopefully he slept on it, and now he knows. But once in a while, I'll
Hopefully he's
send
listening
him.
now.
Brad, once in a while, I do send you Tame Impala memes, and I'm just hoping that you now know that it's one guy. So
Yeah, just one.
love you so much, Bradley.
His band members are actually holograms. Fuck me.
No, I won't. Holograms.
Have you listened to Olivia Rodrigo's new album,
No.
Our Queen?
I've
You
heard
haven't?
Vampire. I've obviously heard. And then what's one of the other ones that's like been on TikTok?
It's a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard both of those songs just
Oh.
being out in the world.
Well, I'm a big stan of it. I think it's really good, but I
Work.
recently was watching TikTok and keep stumbling upon people accusing her of like using other people's music. And I know that her last album,
Heaven forbid a woman does anything.
Right. Well, her last album, Taylor Swift sued her for what a part of one of the songs sounding similar, and Paramore. There were like a few. I think Hayley Williams ended up being credited on Good
That
For
was
You.
the other thing that I was unsure about with the Hayley Williams one was I don't know if Paramore said was about to take action or anything, and then it
Yeah.
also is dependent on who owns the rights of the music, because if it's not the artist, it could be their label
Yeah.
and stuff. So sometimes the label's the one that are actually being dicks about it. So who knows if this was Taylor or Hayley actually involved. But I think that before any legal action was taken with Paramore, she credited Hayley anyway.
Right. Yes.
And then I don't know if the same thing happened with Taylor, because I kind of was just, when I saw that headline again, I was just like, "Ugh,
I
here
know,
we go
and
again."
it keeps happening. And this album now is Miley Cyrus. She's being accused of sounding just like her.
Great. I mean, it just
Great. Here we go. Okay.
sarcasm. It's just like, okay, this happens a lot. It's like one of those things I learned when I studied advertising, that somebody,
My
people
God, a woman
in the
in
world,
STEM.
thank you, people, it's STEAM advertising.
Stupidly tall, enormous margaritas.
Sidebar, my sister sent me a picture this week of her getting margaritas. She's at the beach with her friends, and it's like the biggest, tallest margarita glass, like fishbowl almost. And she said, "Woman in STEM, stupidly tall, enormous margaritas."
That's a TikTok I think about a lot. His name's Zachariah, and he's like, listen, this is what I want.
Yes.
I want a tall margarita. I want a basket of chips, and I want to sit across from my friend and have them tell me the most jaw-dropping gossip I've ever heard. I just think about that all the time because it is something I always want. I think that might be...
That's my Roman
Empire. I want
think about that once a week.
a margarita
I want
into
suburban
bitch.
Mexican food and a hot goss.
Yes. Yeah.
'Kay.
That's my Roman Empire.
Same.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great.
Back to
Comment yours below.
yeah, let us know. Rate, review, subscribe. So
Is it not like and subscribe anymore?
for podcasts, it's a rate, review,
I don't know.
subscribe.
I'm new here.
I know. Welcome.
It's rate and subscribe?
because you give like on Spotify and Apple, they'll have to give us
Oh, that's
like
so
stars.
crazy. So it's just YouTube is like and subscribe?
Yeah, and ring the bell
Ring the bell? What the
for
fuck does that mean?
notifications.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like a
That's
bit
what
of
I
a
get
boomer,
for
but
watching skincare and makeup videos.
yeah,
for
I
the
don't really
last 6 years.
watch that much. And you know that I don't listen to podcasts either.
Yeah, I listen. We've talked about this, but I listen to like 3 or 4 podcasts. I'm trying to branch out so I can be influenced now as a podcaster.
I'm just awful because I don't like listening to podcasts because I don't like
Your vocal fry.
no, I don't like other people's voices. I have a really hard time listening. Even like I love Cody Ko and Noel Miller, and the
There's
Tiny
another
Meat
name
Gang.
that's mispronounced.
That's so true. Good call. It is Noel. He goes by
Really?
Noel, but our friend of friend is Noel, and that's why it really confused me.
Oh. I don't know if I've ever met or heard of a man until him that went by Noel.
Yeah, it's Noel Miller. Anyway, I love them and I love their stuff, but sometimes the quality of their sound and the mics they use are so superb that hearing like the mouth noises just makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up and I have to turn it off.
And I do that. I realize as I edited our first episode, I do a lot. So
Yeah.
people with the misophonia or whatever
Mm-hmm.
are gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Oh!
I just didn't. I realized I was sniffling a lot.
Well,
I felt like I was doing a lot.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the
Maybe
day.
I was a little sicky.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway, back to Olivia Rodrigo and stuff. The thing. Now I'm gonna hear it. Okay.
You're fired.
So sorry, you're out of the scene. So what I learned in boating school is that somebody out there or multiple people took every combination of circle, triangle, and square because those shapes are
What
the
the fuck
most
are you talking about?
commonly used in logos. So any combination of all putting circles, triangles, and squares together, people have gone and like not copywritten, but they've patented. So if somebody wants to use it in a logo, they have to like pay them for it. But there's only so many.
That's kind of brilliant.
Yes, but at the same time, it's like there's only so many combinations of circle, square, triangle in the world, right? So it's like that's why a lot of logos either they're paying for it or like whatever. Anyway,
that
but that's
was their
like,
thing.
But that's how I'm feeling nowadays with music. Is like, heaven forbid we have like a G C A D minor chord progression in a song and someone wants
Hannah
to
knows things about music.
patent that and like copyright it or whatever, and then suddenly any artist that wants to use a certain chord progression or like type of like chords, like anyway. So that's how I'm feeling about music nowadays. And every time this stuff comes up, I get the lyrics and I get sampling and I get like certain other things you need to credit, like Vanilla Ice versus Queen for Pressure. And I guess David Bowie was on that too.
I think it's just David Bowie. Isn't Under Pressure by David Bowie?
I thought that was Queen.
Oh
with
my God,
David
edit
Bowie.
this out. We're the stupidest people in the world.
Anyway, Under Pressure and Vanilla Ice, like when he did Ice Ice Baby, like that went to court because of the dun 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 dun. dun. Because he's like, well, I changed it by... Well, he goes, because I changed it by this much, so it's whatever. Yeah. But it wasn't enough. Like, that's how it's starting to get now, where it's
cutthroat.
Ed Sheeran with Marvin Gaye's Family, like...
And the one I just figured out that was the Ed Sheeran and Bring Me the Horizon song sound identical.
Yeah, to like 3 different ones.
Yeah, and then the other one, I don't remember who it was.
And but to some extent, it's fun to have... Like, if it's just similar chord progressions, like with some of those Ed Sheeran songs, which are probably
mad simple.
Yeah, and it's probably just like by chance that they all sound the same. Great for a mashup, great for a DJ, great for whatever.
Great for radio.
Great for the creatives. Now, however, do I firmly believe that Ed Sheeran writes every song that ever comes out of the UK? Yes. And I'm pushing that conspiracy. Ed Sheeran, I hope you don't sue me. But if you want to come say hi, I won't be mad.
Yeah, that was a bit we ran with a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Where we decided that Ed Sheeran did write every British song in the world. Yeah. Which tracked because Bring Me the Horizon is a British band.
Correct.
Oh my God, we're finishing each other's sentences. Oh my God.
Anyway, so that's my thoughts on the whole not knowing anything in detail about, which is what a podcast is. I have opinions and I know nothing.
To be fair, I don't know that much about what particular songs or parts of songs people are accusing Olivia's album of sounding like Miley Cyrus's. That was not grammatically correct, but you guys get my point.
Yeah, it's just at some point, it's like the public's going to have an opinion.
What are you going to do?
But it's between the two artists and their... labels and their teams.
Did you watch any of the VMAs?
No, and I don't think I ever did.
Yeah, I was talking about this with my roommate. I feel like MTV is kind of chuggy these days. It used to be so much more like radical, and now I'm like, who's watching MTV and why?
It's because they stopped doing the really stupid, cringy scripted shows like
the
Finding Carter.
Oh, do you remember Next?
And Teen Wolf, yeah.
Teen Wolf was MTV?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I never watched it, so your guess is way better than mine.
I feel like I watched it on MTV. If not, maybe they just aired it. But I'm like, that's the MTV. Yeah. I'm like, if I don't get all of the music videos all the time, then I want some really terribly scripted shows.
I always got my music videos from Jumpstart on VH1 in the morning.
That's true.
It was like VH1. 6 to 8 a.m. and it would just loop music videos.
Yeah. Yeah, I did watch a lot in the morning.
That was the best.
And then when I came home from school sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not really well versed on what happened at the VMAs either, except for Taylor Swift getting drunk and dancing in the crowd.
Oh, wasn't there something with her and NSYNC?
Uh,
Or am I making this up?
I don't know. Again, we're talking about so much shit.
I don't
we
know.
just don't know.
I feel like I feel like I saw something on TikTok about like NSYNC reuniting
I know that
or
Nelly
something.
Furtado presented one of her awards to her, and she made like a millennial joke, but
Nelly Furtado's new song with Dom Dalla.
yeah,
So good.
he's playing here by the way in October, but it's like a Wednesday and a Thursday
He's doing
night,
2 nights.
and then I have a wedding the next day.
I know I want to go, but I want to go to another concert on Friday, so I'm like,
Oh, who are you seeing that Friday?
I want to go see Slater.
Oh, right, at 9:30.
Yeah, and then it's Halloween festivities
Yeah.
that weekend, so I can't get too crazy.
Hannah throws a really epic Halloween party every year called Hannoween.
Yep, it's time once again. I gotta get those invites out. I gotta make them.
Yeah,
I
you
make
do.
very weird invites for everything that I host.
They're very Tumblr, speaking of. They're very like Tumblr meme.
My
Collage.
and that's like my
90s.
my thing is meme, and so
Mhm.
I like that's just my brand.
Yeah.
So that makes
It's
sense.
a good Hinge prompt for you. I really needed to get that
That
out.
was a good one.
It was really airy.
I kind of liked
I
it.
hope no one heard it.
Um,
We have got to stop drinking fucking soda on this. I already have a burping problem.
me too.
It's gonna be so much worse if we're just filling our little lungs with carbonation. Lungs, stomachs, I don't know.
Um, what
Speaking
was
of men and
saying?
Hinge,
Oh yeah. Oh. my Hinge prompt is my love language is memes as a form of communication.
I think mine's sarcastic insults, so yeah.
And both for me. But yeah, Hinge.
Here we
and boys.
go. Our favorite thing to talk about.
It's that time of the hour,
It's that time of
the month.
something that came up recently that actually isn't new. It's just something that always affects me because I have a pet. Every man
Yeah.
in the world is quote unquote allergic to cats. Every man.
So
Every fucking man. And I just simply don't believe them.
I gotta say,
Don't do this, Hannah.
literally, until I would have agreed with you until about last month.
You don't think every man's allergic to cats?
Because the last 4 guys I've talked to and been on a date with love cats.
yeah, that's just not fair.
And I'm like,
Because I get the guys that are like, do you have eye drops? I can't stop touching my eye. I'm like, shut
how
up.
about you
Like,
just don't fucking touch your eyes? Have you ever thought taking your eyes out of your head and putting them away for the night?
it actually just goes hand in hand with how dramatic men are when they get sick.
Oh.
Call 911. I have a cold.
I can't come in for the rest of the week. I
Yeah.
have to sit in a dark room.
Yeah.
It's like a Victorian child. Like you walk in and it's all dark with like candles lit,
Yeah, and some
and you
like
have to like bathe
NCAA
them.
basketball tournament rerun is playing for the 18th time.
Yeah, and I can't eat my soup. Can you feed it to me, please? I'm so weak.
My favorite is those videos where they simulate period cramps in like malls, like I don't know what this or
Yeah,
like conferences or whatever.
yeah.
And the women are sitting there and they like crank it all the way up to 10 and they're like chit-chatting and like reading a book and like taking a call. And the men sit down and it goes to like 3 and they're like, "Oh, get this shit off me."
They're like doubled over in
Yeah.
pain. And the women are like, "What number is he at?" And then whoever's doing it tells them. And they'll be like, "Oh, this simulates like your average cramp, or this is severe cramping, or like this is what endometriosis feels like." And you have women who are spectating being like, "Yeah, I have endometriosis." And the guy's like,
I'm dying.
to deal with it.
Take me to the emergency room.
I saw a meme today, or actually I think it might have been like a thread or a tweet or something. And it was a woman,
A thread?
the Instagram one.
Do people utilize that?
I don't know, but sometimes it like pops up or people will take screenshots and I don't know where it comes from anymore. Like, was it a
Oh.
Tumblr, a Reddit, a thread, a Twitter?
Oh, I
I'm gonna have to
see.
sneeze here in a second, just a heads up.
Well, now you're not going to
Yeah,
because
I
you
know, but
announced it.
I feel it coming, and I
Did
just
you sneeze yesterday when you were hungover? You know how I
no,
feel.
I know. Tell the
I
folks at home.
I really love sneezing when I'm hungover because there are two things that you got to get this out because I
You
can't
talk
take
to
you
them.
seriously.
You
You talk to them. You handle this. You
Keep them occupied. I'm busy.
distract them. Hannah's dying. I really love sneezing when I'm hungover because I feel like it's like a momentary relief from every ailment you're currently feeling. So if you have a headache, if you are nauseous, the like 2 seconds that you get that sneeze out, it all goes away. It's also why I think I like watching stand up so much when I'm hungover because like the laughter, I feel like just kind of cleanses my ailments out of my system.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I like doing a little laughy laugh. Speaking
I-
of laughing.
I'm cured now.
Oh, are you over it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was I talking about before I said I had to
I don't know,
sneeze?
and I don't care, and it also doesn't matter because you so rudely interrupted with your physiological response.
Yeah, heaven forbid I have a body movement.
We were talking about men being dramatic.
Oh, I remember.
How could I forget?
Okay. No, I saw it was like a text post, and some woman was like,
A thread, if you will.
yeah, and some woman
Never
was
heard of
like,
it.
I had just had a conversation with a man who has a PhD in engineering who asked me how women pee with tampons in, and why are men in charge of making decisions.
I think we could just
for
end it
women's
here.
bodies in this country. So,
I don't, yeah.
anyway, back to Hinge.
I still like asking like men in our circle if they know how things like that work. I'll be like, have you?
Where does the sticky side of a pad go?
Mhm. How do women put pads on?
What does the L and R and S mean on the tampon?
Left and right.
In center?
Center with an S.
S for center. If you're a man listening and you don't know what any of this is,
Google
I
it.
highly encourage you to do some information.
We've-
Education.
We're just out here cooking all of our guy friends.
Roasting.
Simmering.
Smoking. Basting.
You went on a date with someone recently who wasn't
Yeah,
wasn't well cooked.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've
I
done
can't believe
this.
you've done this. No, I went. Okay, so I went on 2 dates this week,
Slay.
and the
to
second
stop
date
saying that.
was once again. Are you
I
gonna
know,
say
I
this
know, I
every
know, I know,
episode?
I know. Ignore it. I called attention to it.
Keep saying it.
No,
I love it.
go on.
'Kay.
Hurry.
My date with this other guy. It was a first date. We met on Hinge.
And you got dinner, by the way, which
Yeah,
is a psycho move.
He said, "Do you want to go to this Thai place and get dinner?" And I was like,
I love Thai food. I love
I
all
would
food.
rather get drinks.
Yeah.
Dinner's such a commitment. For a
I
first date.
agree. I think on a first date, you know so little about the other person. You don't know if you're going to vibe one on one, no matter how good your text or Hinge or whatever conversation has been thus far over the phone. So I always do drinks because I'm like, I can have a drink and get the heck out of there if I'm not having a good time. Sexy.
I had to. You burped last episode.
I know. That was a good one.
Thank you.
But yeah, I just feel like dinner is such a commitment on the first date. What
It
if the
is.
service is bad and it takes a while and then you're just stuck there?
You have to watch each other eat.
Yeah, which is kind of intimate for a first date, don't you think?
I just feel so self-conscious. And so
I
I was
don't even
also
like
so
eating.
self-conscious that like I didn't really eat all of my food because I was also
Oh,
you also have
yeah.
like butterflies of like nerves for your
Mhm,
date.
so you're not that hungry.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Oh, is it bad?" And I was like, "No." Anyway, but I walk into my date. I walk in on my date. And I walk in and it's like he's sitting there at the table and he just like looks disappointed to see me.
Oh my God, I would have just
Like, he-
left. No,
I
wouldn't
honestly should have
but-
said like the vibes were so off as soon as I sat down.
Yeah.
Like he was so like
I just realized how much of a shrimp I'm sitting
know.
like.
me too. But he was like so closed off and quiet and awkward. And I was like, I texted you guys afterwards and I said, call me a dentist because I just pulled some fucking teeth.
Yeah.
The conversation was so difficult.
And we can both talk to walls. Hence,
Yeah, I'm not even
this.
talking to you right now. I'm talking to the wall behind you.
Hence why this is so easy for us.
The good banter. No, anyway, we walked out and I was like, well, like, the great pick on dinner. The food was delicious, but I'm not feeling a vibe. I don't think there's any connection.
We never talked about this. That is so bold and admirable that you said it on the date. I would have been so cowardly and been home and laying in bed being like, okay, what do I text him
It
that
was
I
just
don't like
so
him?
awkward. Like, I knew right away, and I was like, I don't know why I sat here and tried to make a conversation out of this or dinner. Anyway, it was just weird, and so I said that, and he was like, yeah, I agree. Like, I'm parked this way. And I was like, cool. I guess I'll stand out here on the sidewalk and wait for an Uber to come pick me up then. Not like I wanted him to stay around longer, but it was just so awkward, and I was like, I hadn't been on like a really bad date like that in a while. Yeah. So I was just like, ugh,
it is such a bummer. It's like so disheartening.
But I am proud of myself because I went out and I didn't feel like going out and I did it and I looked pretty and now I have a fun story to tell everybody.
Is it fun?
And the Thai food was really good.
Yeah, that's all you can really ask for these days when the bar is on the literal floor.
Barely.
Yeah. It's barely hanging in there. If it makes you feel any better, my dating life is over.
Why?
I found out some really terrible news recently.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like, really bad.
Oh, I feel like this is being extra dramatic. I'm so here for this.
I am really dramatic.
I know.
Do you know me at
why
all?
I love you.
Yeah.
Tell the kids.
I found out that the love of my life, mutual, by the way.
They've been engaged for several years now.
Joe Santagato does not date women in the industry.
Joe Santagato is a podcaster for those who don't watch The Basement Yard.
Yeah, and it's obviously jumping ahead of ourselves to call us women in the industry. But I feel like now all chances are just really off the table. If it wasn't me incessantly DMing him.
I DM'd him on your behalf, too.
Yes, several times. If it wasn't that, now it really feels like I don't have a chance.
You can change him.
I can change
You can fix him.
Date someone in the industry. It's me.
Oh, no. I know you'll never date me. That's just like I'm going to want you more. Because you're unattainable now.
Okay. I'll run with that.
That
will be my new DM brand on him.
Yeah.
Will be that I'm unattainable, so
now you have to be into me legally. It's like when you start to like get into a relationship or something with someone, men can smell when you're happy. They're like, yeah, she's healed from some past trauma. Let me
wish her a happy birthday.
Slide right in there.
Yeah.
Not even a happy birthday. They're just like, huh?
Yeah.
So
good game. No, that was me. I did that.
Yo, what's up? Oh my God, you did.
I did that.
No, Kimmy, you have to tell everyone now.
I slid into this guy that I dated in 2020. I didn't slide into anything. I just texted him last football season after
your
his
teams played.
Absolutely crushed mine for the third time in this season, by the way, in the playoffs. See, I just sniffed. Did you hear that sniff? It was a bad one. I'm so sorry.
I haven't noticed you sniffing that much throughout the episode, though.
I don't think this one, but that one was a good one. Anyway, I made a silly little bet that if my team lost, I would text him GG's.
Which means good game.
And I did. And we hadn't spoken, by the way, since the second.
She texted this. We went to someone's like going away party.
Yeah.
And we were leaving. It was 4 of us.
And I had my phone on Do Not Disturb because
on the elevator. Yeah, you muted him.
No, it was past 11 and my phone goes on sleep mode at 11 with like a child.
Same.
And so it was on Do Not Disturb, and so I hadn't realized that he texted me back, and we were leaving our friend's apartment, and I went to check
the elevator.
Yeah, and I went to check my phone, and I was like, "Oh my God, he texted me back," and we all just collapsed to the ground in laughter.
We're on the floor, like
it was
screaming
so
in this hallway
because we hadn't spoken since I think basically kicked him out of
Rachel
my apartment.
shouted. She goes, "I've been shot.
I've been shot." Anyway, men are simple. Text them back about football, and they'll probably answer.
Yeah. God.
So for our closer today, if any of you listened to episode 1, you heard Hannah do a little Hinge versus Reddit game for me, and we said we're going to surprise each other at the end of each episode with some type of game or out-of-pocket question.
I hate surprises.
I know you do, but don't worry. So for some background, I used to, and still sometimes do, this tweet series called State of the Union, which
X.
X, whatever, which was inspired from the Click books. Because Massey, the main character, used to, at the end of every day, write an in and out list that she called State of the Union. Mine is not an in and out list, but rather a series of 4 screenshots of out of context text that I have either sent or received that day. And a lot of them are really crazy because we have a lot of group chats, we have a lot of weird friends, we talk about a lot of things.
Drama, tea.
All of it. Yeah. So what I did today for you, Hannah,
Okay.
I took 5 previous States of the Union texts,
Okay.
and you are going to have to rank them from 1 to 5, 1 being the most chaotic, 5 being the least chaotic. However, you are blind ranking, so you don't know what one is coming next.
All right.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me roll up my sleeves.
Just let me know whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Text number 1. I mean, text number whatever you want it to be.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Whatever will I do?
No.
What up? Shit. Whatever will I do? My mega mommy milkers are.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I can't stop laughing. Shit.
It's good. All right.
Hang on, I'm literally crying. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I need to
Redo.
compose my fucking self. Jesus Christ. Okay. Whatever will I do? My mega mommy milkers are over 50 pounds.
First of all, I'm pretty sure I sent that text.
I think you did too.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hang on, whoa.
Um,
I'm really out here crying. Okay.
I think that was when we were traveling.
Like
because the
luggage?
luggage. My mega mom. Oh no! Whatever
Oh,
will
no.
I do? My mega mommy milker.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm
The
gonna say.
tears.
I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
That's
Number 2.
pretty good.
Okay, this is the next one.
Okay.
It's 2023. I'm crying during sex.
That's 4.
Okay. I am drunk in this airport, and they say women don't have hobbies.
That was Maddo.
It was Maddo.
Amazing. That was pretty good. Fuck. Let's put that at 3.
Okay. You have 2 more.
It's 1 and 5, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm sure if I told it. Guys, I'm sorry. I can't keep it together. These are really good. I have funny friends. I'm sure if I told him he could give me head in the mammals exhibit, he'd be down.
That's 1.
Okay.
Oh no.
Fuck. And coming in at a stupid number 5 is.
Oh no.
And his dick hard is actually kind of big, and he bought me a taco when we were done. Good job.
Oh god. That was so funny.
Reminiscing is just.
Yeah.
You know, I recently. This is kind of off topic, but I'm just thinking about it as I'm crying. I recently Googled why I cry so much when I laugh, and apparently it's because I have so much pent up emotion, and your brain conflates the feeling of laughing with the feeling of crying. So apparently I have so much pent up emotion that when I start laughing really hardly, my brain just like wants to release tears because it wants to like get all my crying out too.
Interesting.
Yeah, anyway, so good episode.
I'm just
two.
on antidepressants. I do want to say, since we've been sitting here, I received a text from my mother. Shout out Jay. She listened to our first episode and said, so this is in regards to our first episode. If you haven't seen it, you can F off.
Did she say, what did you think about smoking weed for the very first time?
So she said, funny show. I can only relate to the bong laughing emoji. And then she said also women threw their panties at Tom Jones in 1968, in parentheses, actually knickers at him, in parentheses. But I'm sure Elvis and the Beatles saw their fair share of flying undergarments. So.
Love you, Jay.
We love you, Mommy. And if you hear any jingle jangles, Holly's finally awakened from her cat nap. So.
Yeah, she didn't have any features this episode, though, so.
But rest assured, she will always be here.
Yeah, she's always here
watching,
in spirit.
Waiting.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for tuning in to episode 2. You can find us on most social media at Funny Hot Very Cool. I think Twitter is just, or X, whatever the fuck is Funny Hot V Cool because of the character limitations.
Yeah, and if you're wondering where you can listen and watch this podcast, because you haven't figured that out, so I don't know how you're hearing this right now.
It's a mystery.
But we have our podcast on Spotify, Apple, RSS,
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, and
find us wherever you are.
Yeah, and if there's somewhere that you love to listen to podcasts and we're not there, just give us a shout and we'll see what we can do. Please rate, review, subscribe, because we are funny, hot, and very cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Funny